In March of 2015, the world learned that Hillary Clinton had exclusively used a private email address and had a secret server in her basement when she was Secretary of State. When she left her position in 2013, she did not turn over her email records in violation of the Federal Records Act. It didn't matter what laws she broke, the fix was in. Andrew McCabe made sure she got special treatment.
And we have email evidence from Andrew McCabe indicating that Hillary Clinton was going to get a HQ special, a headquarters special. That meant that the normal processes at the Washington field office weren't followed.
Attorney General Loretta Lynch instructed FBI Director Comey to call it a matter instead of an investigation. And Peter Strzok helped Comey draft Hillary Clinton's exoneration letter before she was even interviewed. So no one cared when Loretta Lynch didn't recuse herself after she met with Bill Clinton on the tarmac, or that Andy McCabe's wife, Jill McCabe, got almost $500,000 from a PAC that Hillary Clinton raised money for her Senate race, or that 33,000 of her emails were deleted after she received a subpoena, or that Hillary Clinton's aide smashed her phones with a hammer, or that her server was wiped with BleachBit before it was turned over to the FBI, or that her server had information on it from the intelligence communities, or that her emails were hacked by China, which could explain how the Chinese were able to imprison or execute 18 to 20 people working with the CIA from 2010 to 2012, which just so happened to be during the years she was Secretary of State.
I've actually spoken to the members of DOD who discovered this flaw. This flaw was discovered by the intelligence community part of the Department of Defense. It was the ODNI Inspector General's office, and they did a full evaluation. They received the same copy of the email server and all the emails that the FBI had. They looked at the metadata. So every email, as you know, and your audience probably knows, within the data which moves the email, there's router information that indicates who sent the email, when it was sent, how it was sent, the route it took, and anybody else who gets copies of it. So within this very deep metadata review, the ODNI IG discovered that in every email except for like 7 were being sent to a third party. That third party was apparently, I'm told, a business that is in Manassas, Virginia, and that business was owned by the Chinese intelligence service. And there was a drop at this place, and then it was sent off to Chicago, is what I was briefed. And what's significant about this is not so much that I know, it's the fact that according to the ODNI IG, Peter Strzok, the guy in charge of the Clinton email investigation within the FBI, was briefed on this 3 times. The two implications are, first, anything that Hillary Clinton had on its server was compromised to the Chinese intelligence service, which indicates to me that by law, there's supposed to be a damage assessment conducted by this compromise. Jim Clapper, when he was ODNI himself, was asked about, why haven't you done a damage assessment? And he said, I just don't want to do it. I don't think, that's a good answer. Secondly, there is other evidence the Chinese have been very effective in eating our lunch. We lost a number of assets back about 2011, 2012 in Beijing. We've never recovered from that. And there's other indicators the Chinese are very effective in their intelligence collection programs against us. So I think we need to do a review of everything we're doing to figure out why the Chinese are so effective.
There was an Inspector General for the House, and she was brilliant. She had a notebook with all kinds of information about the investigation that firmly established what appeared to be crimes being committed. Sure. The FBI did not interview her until 2 or 3 days before the sentencing hearing. And basically they called her in and told her, do not, under any circumstances, bring your notebook or anything with you. You just come, don't bring anything. And then what I understood was the FBI reported back to Jeff Sessions. We looked into it, and the IG, she doesn't have anything. And they spent over 2 hours basically threatening her that they would come after her if she didn't drop it. That's the kind of deep state we're talking about. The Inspector General of the intelligence community, our intelligence, came forward, told the FBI, including Peter Strzok, We have 100% certainty. We got proof. And the FBI released a statement at the end of August saying, we have no evidence that her private server was ever hacked. Yeah, because you refused to accept the evidence.
We did not find direct evidence that Secretary Clinton's personal email domain, in its various configurations since 2009, was hacked successfully. Finally, with respect to our recommendation to the Department of Justice, although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case.
And how did Hillary Clinton react to all of this?
I never sent classified material on my email, and I never received any that was marked classified.
Hold on. Did that lying witch really just go out there and say that as Secretary of State, not as Secretary of a dentist office, but as Secretary of State, she never sent or received any classified information? Which, please?
I will reiterate, because it's a fact, nothing I sent or received was marked classified.
Secretary Clinton said there was nothing marked classified on her emails either sent or received. Was that true?
That's not true.
Everything I did was permitted by law and regulation. I had one device.
Secretary Clinton said she used just one device. Was that true?
She used multiple devices during the 4 years of her term as Secretary of State.
I responded right away and provided all my emails that could possibly be work-related. We turned over everything that was work-related, every single thing.
Secretary Clinton said all work-related emails were returned to the State Department. Was that true?
No, we found work-related emails, thousands, that were not returned.
You were the official in charge. Did you wipe the server?
What, like with a cloth or something? No, well, no.
Secretary Clinton said neither she nor anyone else deleted work-related emails from her personal account. Was that true?
That's a harder one to answer. We found traces of work-related emails on devices or in Slack space, whether they were deleted or whether when a server was changed out, something happened to them. There's no doubt that there were work-related emails that were removed electronically from the email system.
So you have a rogue email system set up before she took the oath of office. Thousands of what we now know to be classified emails, some of which were classified at the time. One of her more frequent email comrades was in fact hacked, and you don't know whether or not she was. And this scheme took place over a long period of time and resulted in the destruction of public records. And yet you say there is insufficient evidence of intent.
I've never had a subpoena. Now, I didn't have to turn over anything. I chose to turn over 55,000 pages of my emails.
And drawing on what you just said, that very few, but no requests for Benghazi came to your attention, I'd like to show you something. This pile represents the emails that you sent or received about Libya in 2011, from February through December of 2011. This pile represents the emails you sent or received from early 2012 until the day of the attack. There are 795 emails in this pile. We've counted them. There are 67 emails in this pile. In this pile in 2011, I see daily updates, sometimes hourly updates, from your staff about Benghazi and Chris Stevens. When I look at this pile in 2012, I only see a handful of emails to you from your senior staff about Benghazi. There is not one email to you or from you in 2012 when an explosive device went off at our compound in April. There's not a single email in your records about that explosive device. So my question is, this was a very important mission in 2011. You sent Chris Stevens there, but yet when our compound is attacked in 2012, what kind of culture was created in the State Department that your folks couldn't tell you in an email about a bomb in April of 2012?
Well, Congresswoman, I did not conduct most of the business that I did on behalf of our country on email.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and please share it. You can help us continue to fight in the war against disinformation by donating at paypal.me/rightleftofcenter and at subscribestar.com/rightleftofcenter. I'm Right from Right Left of Center, and if you're watching, you're probably right too.